It ties in actually with the eco-protests we've been seeing a whole month long. I mean, just... if you can't see me on talkTV, you're listening on talkradio, just feel the eye roll that I'm doing right now. But the eco-protesters and the zealots who are blocking roads, throwing milk all over the place, white paint, and just sitting on the road. I mean, just driving, frankly, every normal law-abiding person trying to go about their working day up the wall. They yesterday blocked both a fire engine and an ambulance forced to turn around while they were on 999 calls, prompting fury from local people, from pedestrians, from motorists trying to go about their daily lives. Well, should they be able to do this, and why is it still possible? Let's talk to journalist and former MEP Martin Daubney about this. Good morning to you, Martin.
Top of the morning, Julie. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to talk to you. And my guest, Sam Armstrong, pointed out some of the demonstrations he's seen, that it's just this clear sort of class divide. And we see this again and again. You know, the Tarquins and the Jacintas sitting there saying, oh, we need to save the planet, we're all going to die. While ordinary people are trying to get to and from work and being stopped from doing it because these people are, in their words, demanding action.
You're absolutely right. I've been saying for years, this is a new class war. Quite simply, this is a luxury belief system that those who can afford it have, or those whose parents pay their heating bills can have, like the students down there. I've been to these protests, and trust me, everybody there went to a better school than me, went to better universities than most people in the land. And as for the Jon Snow comment, I've never seen more white people in one place. And what we're seeing now, actually, I think, is the beginnings of a magnificent backlash from the working classes who can't get to work, builders who are paid by the day, Uber drivers who are paid by the hour, trying to go about their business, staring down the barrel of an economic crisis, unable to work. As you rightly said, emergency services unable to fulfil their call-outs, getting people to hospital, putting out fires. We're in a position where common sense is dead, and this is about zealotry, and I'm afraid these people hate the dirty working class.
Oh, they do.
Echoes of Brexit.
We're into Mandelson, the whore-handed, hands of the working man. I mean, I just think back to those wonderful, wonderful days. That morning we woke up in Canning Town, people standing there at 7 o'clock in Canning Town, and these eco-protesters who, and this was a time when the police weren't doing anything at all about these protesters, climbing onto the roofs of the trains, and these people standing there going, you know what? Not today, and just pulling them down from the train. Frankly, a few of them got a bit of a kicking as well. I'm not endorsing that, but goodness me, those videos were fun to watch. But that was just the working people just saying, and again, working people of all classes and all incomes saying, I've had enough of this, we're bored with it. Yet again, though, we are seeing police, all these images of police sort of talking to these protesters, standing around, doing, frankly, nothing, while ordinary members of the public, I mean, we've got video now, people just dragging these people off the streets. They could face criminal action for doing so. I have to say, guys, if you do that, do go for a jury trial. A jury will not convict you. They will be fully on your side, other ordinary working people. But why, yet again, are we allowing this tiny minority to disrupt us in this way?
Well, we have a police force now that's acting like a social worker force, or they're acting like a picnic service. They're sitting down giving tea and sympathy to these imbeciles. And frankly, I think that's because the establishment shares their belief. The establishment believes in this climate emergency. It believes in the working classes being the grist to the mill. When we look to a place like France, where they're ripping people's hands off the pavement who are super gluing them, I think people are cheering, hurrah. And that's for that Canning Town video, Julia. I've watched that more than England winning the World Cup. I think it's one of the best things I've ever seen. And I would encourage, as you say, people not to get violent, not to use their cars as weapons, but to drag these people out the road and get Britain working again. That's what people want to see.
Yeah, I mean, again, as you say, I think the problem is that a lot of people in charge, including in government, do actually sign up to this. I was very disappointed that both Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss in the Tory hustings I chaired, both of them said they were still signed up to net zero. While people are still signed up to net zero, I mean, I'm of the view that the next general election, that's going to be a bigger issue than anything else, because that is the reason why we are in the cost of living crisis we're in.
Yeah, I mean, net zero and illegal immigration are two things that are just going to haunt this government, I believe, out of power. I think that the time is up for them. They fail to grasp both. But nothing matters more than the economy is stupid, as Clinton said, and that is about net zero. That's about not being able to afford to work. Just Stop Oil are stopping people working, and it's time to stop Just Stop Oil.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's interesting, Martin, you and I were on the same side of history when it comes to Brexit, it comes to lockdown, and it comes to net zero. Keep saying to politicians, maybe there are some people who've always been on the right side of history that you should, trans issues as well, maybe they should start listening to us. Maybe we actually are more in tune with where people are. Again, my view is on all those issues, like lockdown and trans thing. No, in 2 years' time, no one will have agreed with it at all. Martin Talbot, thank you for joining us.